General Hurley said the bridge, built after World War I and in the midst of the Great Depression, said so much about us as Australians and our capacity to overcome difficulty. That is who we were, who we are, and why I am optimistic about our future. When the bridge was completed, it symbolized humanity's control over the elements, finally connecting the two sides of the harbour, Powerhouse Museum curator Anne Turnbull said. It has moved on to become, with the Opera House, a symbol of Australia. Footage of its fireworks usher in New Year's Eve celebrations around the world, she said. The first fireworks were lit after the grand opening on March 19, 1932. Since then, it has been the focus of national celebrations, like the 1988 bicentenary, and days of sadness and protest. On May 28, 2000, traffic on the bridge was shut down when hundreds of thousands of people walked in support of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. The Aboriginal flag will soon be flown permanently on the bridge. Because it was instantly recognizable around the world, Ms. Turnbull said footage of the bridge being destroyed often featured in apocalyptic blockbusters, including Mad Max 2. This telegraphed the unthinkable. If the Sydney Harbour Bridge is destroyed, it is the end of civilization, as we know it, Ms. Turnbull said. Imagine it not being there, it is awful. Ms. Turnbull's research identified more than 70 designs that were proposed after various state governments recognised the need to connect the north and south sides of Sydney. One was a flat bridge in the same location as the Harbour Bridge that would have blocked shipping. Another was three-pronged, with a hub at Goat Island with a car elevator that connected Balmain, Ball's Head and Millers Point. Other proposals included a floating bridge and a suggestion to fill in the harbour. Ms. Ratniak is not the only one to swoon over its 503-metre steel arches. The bridge has inspired Australian artists and poets. Kenneth Slessor likened the bridge to a humpback whale. "It trembles like a living thing," he wrote. The bridge's chief engineer John Bradfield justified the use of granite blocks for the pylons, a purely ornamental addition, at a cost of £240,000 more than precast concrete, saying future generations will judge us by our works. "Granite was strong, imperishable, and natural," said Bradfield, who imagined the arches lit up in national rejoicing. This week, Bradfield's photo is lit large, projected on these pylons. Over the next 90 years, the bridge's engineering features with its intricate ironwork will become increasingly unusual. Ms. Ratniak said its location over salt water places it in the most aggressive environment in which to build the world's widest and tallest steel arch bridge. You wouldn't be able to build a steel bridge above seawater today. It's the most corrosive environment. The bridge wants to rust because of the wind, the salt and the sun, she said. Bridges today are mostly made of concrete and composite materials. Those of steel are designed with flatter planes to keep maintenance costs down. Ms. Ratniak said the corrosive nature of the harbour and the need to preserve a heritage-listed bridge meant the maintenance regime was of the highest standard. "It's a gold-plated bridge, and we look at gold-plated solutions," she said. The state government spends at least $25 million a year to maintain the coat hanger. About 120 people work on the bridge, many for decades. It's more than a bridge. It's intertwined with the culture. It's something you boast to your mates about, that you look after the Harbour Bridge, project engineer Raymond Daly said, having worked there for 14 years. With 160,000 vehicles and 480 trains crossing each day, the bridge's role as a key transport artery for a fast-growing city puts it under immense stress. Construction of a new motorway tunnel and a metro rail line under the harbour will relieve some pressure or, at the least, provide alternative options for people to cross the harbour by public transport or road. The biggest challenge is maintaining the bridge while you keep it fully open. "You cannot just close the bridge," Ms. Ratniak said. Sydney Harbour Bridge Roads Maintenance Director Jeremy Hartz said the bridge was massively over-engineered to withstand enormous loads. "They doubled the strength basically in most areas," he said. Loading Engineers Australia member and historian William Phippen said it was unique to have such a huge bridge in the heart of a city. It is also remarkable in that it is associated so strongly with one larger-than-life man. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, big projects like bridges were often seen as the work of one man. Perhaps Bradfield's bridge was the last, he said. Mr. Phippen said Bradfield was amazingly far-sighted in his design at a time when cars were still a novelty, no more than large toys.